All right, perfect. Hi, everyone. So my name again, Paulo Ruggiero here. I'm bringing you another programming tutorial. Today we're going to make an author's web page. We did a Linktree clone last time, and while that is useful for most people, we could also make like an author web page as well. So here I have Visual Studio Code open. We're going to make it in React and JavaScript. And I realized that last time I did a stream to YouTube, it was a creative writing stream. The stream cut off halfway through, and I don't know why, so I'm recording a backup, so just in case. But alright, so we have the terminal open in Visual Studio Code. We have that, so we need to go into the folder. Mine is in the Documents, React Projects folder. That's where I put all my React projects. Wherever you put your projects is where you want to CD into, change directory into. And now we're going to type npx create-react-app. We're gonna give it a name. I've already got an author website, so I guess we'll make it a author profile. You can give this name kind of whatever you want, as long as you know what it is, like what it corresponds to. Yeah, author profile sounds good. And we're just going to let this run for a little bit. It's going to download all the React scripts that you need, and then we're good to go. We're going to need to install a few other dependencies, depending on how you want it to look. I like mine with different tabs. You don't have to have different tabs. I'm planning on writing multiple books, so having different tabs and different web pages for each book really helps. And then if there's time, only planning on going for about 2 hours today. If there's time, maybe we'll figure out how to link your Linktree website and put another web link to this website that we're about to build. That way you can kind of use both of those projects together. It's definitely taken a while for me here to get this all going. I guess we can talk about what we're going to put on this website specifically, what its purpose is going to be, right? Because we don't want to make things that don't have purpose, obviously. We're just wasting time at that point. So the whole purpose of this website is to give people who read your book, and this I'm using book as an example because I write books, but you could do it for maybe movies or TV shows or music, whatever it is that you produce. This could be a good skill you have if you want to learn how to do web development, and you don't want to use things like WordPress and stuff like that. You can make these types of websites. I don't want to say that they're simple, because if you don't, when a few years ago when I started, it wasn't simple, but now it's simple, right? Because I've been doing it for a while. So we want, let's see, the home page, we want it to look, we want it to look neat, right? Neat and clean, kind of, I don't want to say squared off, right? Because we don't want to just to use rectangles, but we want it to look good, right? So that's the whole purpose, is to make it look professional. We need the author's bio, obviously. I don't know what these vulnerabilities are. Again, like I mentioned in the last, I guess I could say episode. I almost said episode. In the last video with the Linktree clone, I had these errors, and I've done npm audit fix, and I've forced it to fix them, and nothing has really worked. I have the updated version of npm. I have updated Visual Studio Code. I don't know what it is. It doesn't seem to impact the website's functionality at all, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you get errors like this, I do need to figure out why. I don't like that it has a critical error. The high errors I don't like either. Moderate isn't a big deal. But like I said, I've done everything that I can. Alright, perfect. So we're done here. So we're going to cd, or actually no, I'm sorry, because the terminal is going to close when we open this folder. So you're going to go into Documents, Programming Projects, oh no, I'm sorry, React Projects. React Projects, and it was the author profile that we made. We're going to open. Perfect. Now we do a new terminal. I'm going to say npm start so we see what the boilerplate React app is. Anytime you use create React app, it's going to install and create these boilerplate files in here that you see. All these files, it comes with create React app. So we're going to clean this up. And I'm going to put this over here. And so you see we have the boilerplate, edit source, app, save and reload. It kind of tells you what to do. It also has a link for you to learn React if you are interested and you want to learn more. So that's pretty useful. But right now, we want to go through, let's see. We can kind of leave the public folder alone. I mean, we don't need any of these except index, but it's not really, they don't take up a whole lot of space. They're pretty small files. So we're going to select app.test, the logo, report web vitals, setup tests, and package lock. And we're going to delete all that. Yep. Perfect. It's going to break, and that's fine because it's supposed to. And then inside of app.css, I'm going to just Control-A, delete, and Control-S to save. Let's see, inside of app.js, we get rid of the logo because we don't need it. And now we can go through and underneath this div, right? Because the return function here, it always needs one outer div. Right? You can have as many divs inside it as you want, but if I add another div here, it's going to throw an error, right? Because it can only have one outer div. Only one. And so we're going to go down here and delete all this. We don't want it. We're just going to give it something to return so that it doesn't break. We can get rid of this too. We're going to give it a different class name in a little bit. Control-S to save. In index, we can leave that alone. Although one thing I always like to do is put a star. Say margin is 0 and padding is 0. This means, the star means that all elements on the web page, the body, the document, the text, the headings, the paragraphs, all of it have 0 margin, 0 padding. And this helps because we can go in now when we create those elements and give them their own margins and paddings. We don't have to worry about what the browser is doing by default. We're telling the browser your default is 0. And now we're going to get rid of React strict mode here because we're going to use something else. We can get rid of report web vitals. And this as well at the bottom. I think that is all. And we Control-S and it should reload. hello from app. Perfect. All right, good. We can close that. So app, in this sense, is our outer app container, right? This is where all of our web pages are going to go into. This is what's being rendered by the browser, and we're going to tell it how and when to render what page. In order to do that, we're going to need something called React Router DOM. I'm going to click the plus button down here, and I'm going to say npm install. Do I want to save it? Do we need to save it? We'll save it. React-router-DOM. This is going to give us access to browser router, link, and route, which we'll need for our different tabs. So on the home page here, we can do this while it's starting. I'm going to go right-click on source, click a new folder. I'm going to name it components, and then inside here, new folder again. We want a home page component, right? A home page. Inside of that, a new file, homepage.js. And now I have an extension in Visual Studio Code. You can get extensions. I'll show you where that is right here. You click extensions, and I have ES7 React Redux GraphQL React Native snippets. Get that extension. It's going to save you so much time. Trust me on that. It really, really, really is. Because now all I do is type RAFCE, which stands for React Function Export, React Arrow Function Component Export. And then I hit enter, and look at that. I have import from React already. I have the arrow function already. I have the return statement with a div inside it, and it's already being exported. So that's fantastic. So now all I do is click save, and I go in here, and instead we're going to render the home page, and I can hit enter, and it'll automatically import. Visual Studio Code is that good. It's that good, as the kids say. Now on the home page, we can write something, say hello from homepage, so we know it's working, and it is. All right, perfect. So we have a home page. You'll notice I did not use, in the Linktree clone, we used app and put everything inside of app because it wasn't that complex. We didn't need different parts and different sections and different components. We could have used them, but we didn't need them, so we didn't make them. Right, programming is like, in my opinion, I would say it's 10% coding, 5% figuring out what you need, and then the other 5% is crying. Yeah, you'll cry once or twice at least during your course of study of programming, trust me. Right, so we have hello from homepage. I'm not gonna go into much more detail there. You will cry. So, what do we want our homepage to look like? Is the question. I mean, it can kind of look like whatever you want, you know. I guess maybe we'll make a section. Remember, we have an outer div, right? This is gonna be class name. Just to keep it organized. We might not use this class name in the CSS file, but just to keep it organized while we're reading the code, it does help. So class name is going to be, we'll say homepage, home container. And that's 2 underscores, which is the, what do they call it? The BEM standard, I think. When you write code like this, if you're looking for a job and your employer sees that, then, you know, it's really good for you. Okay, so hello from homepage. What do we want? The first section we want maybe like a new releases section, right? Because we're making like a creator/author web page, right? So we want new releases. So we're going to put in an H1. new releases, and we'll style all of this at the end. We don't need to worry too much about how it looks now. It will look kind of, but that's okay because we'll get the style later on when everything works. That's kind of my method. If you want to do the styling now, you know, you can. But my method really is to make sure everything works and everything says what you want it to say before you go waste an hour styling it just to go back and delete some of it or have a bug or something and it doesn't render. So we have new releases, and here, what are our new releases? How do we want to organize it is the question. So if we could do an unordered list, which is UL, and then we put a list element, LI, and inside of that list element we can have divs, we can have headings, paragraphs. So we'll make a div here that says, maybe this has an image, right? This is like our cover image, I guess, or, you know, if you're making music, maybe like a profile image or like the album cover or something. And then we'll have another div, which is going to be like the description container, right? So this is going to be, let's have maybe an H3 with the title. Well, I'll put example title, right? Because I already have a website kind of similar. You know, I don't really need to. Well, you know what? I guess we will, because that way we can see exactly what it'll look like for like production use. Okay, that's nice. Thanks, Windows. What is my book's title? Oh my God, Upheaval. Right, and it has a subtitle, so I'm going to put that below it in an H4. And I'm going to hit save. Perfect. Next, what do we want? We want a description of what we just released, right? So we'll put this is a description. I don't have it like somewhere where I can copy it. Wait, yes I do. Do I? If I go to, is it on Smashwords? I want like a small description, right? Because when they click on the page, right, we're going to make this into a link later on with React Router DOM. So when they click on this, we want the bigger, longer description to show up, right? So we want just like a little bit, right? So like, see how on Smashwords, I have this little description here, and then we have this longer description when I click more. That's the longer description I want on the web page for the book itself. But on the home page, I want something short and sweet. So like that. That's perfect. So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to hit save. And if you're doing it like I am with the half screen, what you can do is go to View, Word Wrap, and that'll wrap all your words nicely so you can see them all. And it's not all one line all the way off, you know, into the distance. Great. And now we've saved it, so now it's got that little text here. And remember, the image is going to have our cover, which I guess I could move over now. Or, yeah, I could move it over now, I guess. I'm going to copy it. And then we put our images in the public folder, and that is because, if you notice, it's already there. That's because React automatically looks into the public folder for resources. You don't need to type in like documents, public, blah, blah, blah. It automatically looks for it. So when I type in source equals what is it? Upheaval light copy. I think it's a PNG. And I hit save. It's a JPG. Oops. And now we have it. Obviously, sorry, I'm dealing with some sort of allergies or something. I don't normally get allergies, but I don't know, something's in the air. So as you can see, this is certainly much too big for our web page. And again, we'll fix it in styling, so don't worry too much about it. Okay, so remember that is one list element, and we can have as many as we want. We can have 1, we can have 3, we can have 10, and you can order them. So we could also put maybe let's put like a release date here, right? In an H4 or an H5. Maybe an H4. We'll put it in H4, otherwise it might look weird. Release date. And my publication date for this book was 9. I guess we could use text, right? We don't want to use numbers. September. I think it was September 1st, 2020. It was either the 1st or the 2nd. Should say somewhere on this page. September 2nd. Maybe we want release date. I don't know if I want this part of it bold though. So what we can do here, if you don't want this part of it bold, I want it to look like this text, the paragraph text. Oops, I didn't want to copy that. What we can do is we can put a span tag, around it. And we'll give this a class name. It'll be, you know, when we get into styling, we'll show you. I'll show you how that all works. But right now, just wrap it in a span tag if you want. If you like the way it looks bolded, you can leave it. I don't. I think it should be different. But the span isn't going to do anything without a class name, so we don't need to worry too much about that. Let's see. I could also put. Now remember, if you want this in order of release date, right? You want your newest release at the top. You're going to need to put it above this list item, okay? Because it's going to render from top down, which is why obviously new release is at the top, because it is at the top of the container. So if I want a new one here, right? Like I'm writing a new book, which I am. It's almost done. So I'm going to put a new li and then a div with the image. Another div for the description. Let's see, the title. I haven't come up with a title for it yet. I always wait till things are finished to name them. I don't wait, you know, I don't name it at the beginning and then, you know, and then I'm kind of stuck like, oh, well, I named it already and it sounds like it should sound like this, sounds like it should read like this, but I want to put this in the story, right? So I always wait to name it at the end. That way I know kind of the story's written and it's done, and I know what kind of themes it has, and I can find a title based on those instead of the other way around. So I'll put title pending, and we'll do another H4. This is going to be the Liberation of Zubare Part 2. Let's see. There's another H4 with the release date, which is, I'm going to put a span, TBD. It should be beginning of next year. Should be. But it really kind of depends. You know, I'm busy making videos and doing stuff and finding work and all that jazz. So, you know, it's it kind of depends on how things line up. But now we're going to put another paragraph here. I'm going to copy this for now. I don't really have a description. I wrote that description when the book was already done. Alright. But we can, I do know what the book's about, so we can say second entry in Epic. Okay. Yep. And then I can get rid of this. Ugh, it sounds so bad when I write it. And are working hard to overthrow the government. It just sounds so bad. I really don't know what to put here yet. That's probably not good, but work. Yeah, alright, that's fine. That's good enough. Another thing we could do... Well... No, because we can give this LI a bottom border, so we don't need to worry about putting in a line for separation, but we will in styling. Let's see. So that's good. We have our new releases. I have a couple more I could add here, but I'm not going to waste your guys' time doing that. But basically, the format. I mean, that's the format. You know, you put your image in the public folder, source, name of the image, and then in the other div, you put in all the information, and we'll make it look all, all put together and all hoity-toity and nice. Okay, so we have new releases there. And what else do we want to do? If you're going on tour, you could put maybe like events, right? So we'll put another div on the inside of our outer div, and we'll say this is going to be an H1 events, maybe like public events, like tour dates. You could do like tour dates, and put a list of tour dates in there if you're a musician. You could do like premiere dates if you're, releasing a movie or a TV show. If you're an author like I am, you could do like book signings inside of here. You could do like events. You could say like H2 book signings, right? And then just put in a UL and another list element, with each date that you're going to be there, maybe like a date and a place. I don't have any events listed. I mean, it's kind of tough because I'm sure, a lot of us are still feeling the tail end of that pandemic with everything sort of kind of getting back to normal. So it's kind of tough to say, oh yeah, I've got, Okay, it reconnected. Very good. So I guess it's lagging a little bit. Lower that. Okay. So we go to, maybe we can go to example bookstore on, what's today, November 10th? We go there like November 15th, right? And then we just Control-C and Control-V. In Visual Studio Code, we'll just automatically create a new line. Maybe we'll do this one November 20th. This one, maybe we take a break and we do December 1st. And then maybe we do one more before Christmas, December 15th, right? And you do the same structure, literally the same structure. If this was, tour dates, you would just write a UL and then put an LI with, your date, your location, And you can do kind of like interesting stuff with these, like we did up here, and put in different divs, images. You can put links in here if you're selling tickets. You know, and at the bottom here, as you can see, it's just all listed there. And again, we're going to fix this image because it takes up way too much space. We're going to fix that in CSS. But right now, I think that's good. I mean, I don't really know what else you would put on the home page, right? And then, yeah. So the problem is here, we have this home page, right? And we have our information, but we don't have any, like, tabs at the top. And that, we're going to need a new folder, right? So inside of components, here, I'm right-clicking, new folder, and I'm going to name it header. And inside of header, I'm going to make a new file. It's going to be header.js. Again, another arrow function, RAFCE. And now, just to make sure it's rendering, we're going to come in here, and we're going to say header. Make sure you import the right thing. Don't import headers. Great. So now in header, we're going to have just basically a bunch of links, right? I guess this is a good point to insert React Router DOM, right? Because we're going to need it here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to index.js. And right here, I'm going to say import, put in the brackets to destructure the data, browser router as router from React Router DOM. Okay, and now we're going to wrap our app inside of browser router. Perfect. So what this is going to do is it's going to give... Oh, oops. I'm such a fool. Okay, we imported browser router as router, so all we need to do is put in router here, not browser router. Okay. So what we did is we took a named export called browser router from the React Router DOM file, and we changed its name, how we refer to it, and we just called it router. And that makes it a little easier, kind of when you're reading the code. You just see, okay, browser router is router, and there's where the router is. Now, inside, let's see, that's saved. Control save. Always save your work. Save as much as you can, because you never know when something's going to crash. It's happened to me before where I've programmed for a few hours and then my whole studio code crashes and my computer crashes, and then I've lost like 3 hours worth of work, and that program remains unfinished to this day because remember that 5% of crying that I mentioned? Okay, so we're going to import route. Oh, oops, I'm sorry. These are named exports. We gotta import route. And do we need link? I don't think we need link. We just need route. From React Router DOM. And now, in here, inside the div, we're gonna put our little route tag. Oops, /route. Now we're going to take this and move it up there. And I left the header outside, and this I'll explain it in a second here. So here we're going to say path. This is a prop here. Path equals text / right? This means this is the home page. Anytime that the router that the browser has a slash and nothing else behind it, it's going to come to the home page. It's going to render this component. And there are a couple different ways you can do it. This is the way I like, this is the way I learned, this is the way that I think is easiest. If you go online, you'll probably see a couple different ways to do it. I know there's one where you could put like a component right in here, component, and give it, and then put this homepage component in that, and you don't have to put this stuff in here. But I don't like that method because if I want to add something here, right, like a footer, but I only want the footer to, or even with the header, right? So if this header here, this is going to render regardless of what path I'm on. So when we add more paths here, right, we're going to add a root. So I can put as many paths here as I want, and header will always render on top of it before everything else. If I move this and I put header inside of here, and I make this path equal to books, right, / books, the header is going to what did I do wrong? But we did put browser router in there. We put browser router right here. What did I do wrong? There's something I'm missing here, I'm sure. Oh, I know. I remember now. Switch. We need switch here. Okay, I remember. So we need to wrap this entire thing in the switch component. All of our routes need to be wrapped in switch. What? What is it then? I know there's something that needs to be imported right here. Oh my gosh. As I mentioned, even though I've done this a million times, I thought it was switch. Okay, I did do that right. -s save. Router, link, and route. Yeah, so we did that. We don't need the link component yet. Route and link. See what I was saying here, the component? You can do that if you want. I like doing it this way because I can add different components inside if I want to render certain things at certain times or on certain web pages. Yeah, switch. Yeah, and we put the switch in there. And we have the routes. I was right. Did I make a mistake in index? As router? No. From React Router DOM. Okay. I was right about the switch. I knew I was right about that. Then we have the routes. Each individual route. And it's inside of the div. Each one has a path. Am I going crazy? This is the, remember that 5% of crying that I talked about? This is where it comes in. We don't need the redirect or the link at this point. Okay. Route and switch. This should all be working here. Switch. Imported switch from React Router DOM. Switch is not exported from React Router DOM. It definitely is. I mean, it 100% is. Look, right there. Import switch from React Router DOM. Did I spell it wrong? No. It 100% is. Let's see if there's something in the console, maybe? Something's weird. What is this? App.js 9. Switch. Okay. Route and switch from React Router DOM. It's probably something simple that I'm just not seeing. For composite components, but got undefined. It is exported, and it's imported just fine. Header, header. Same with the home page. Switch. Okay, here's where one of those things where we just kind of Google it until we die. Okay, seems someone else had that problem. Stack Overflow is a fantastic resource. If you're not already a member, sign up. See, this guy has the same kind of issue and the same setup we do. Switch with the route. It's imported switch route link. Well, he doesn't need link because he doesn't have any links in his thing, but from React Router DOM. Oh, I see. Aha. Okay, that's what it is. So they I wish there was like some way. Okay, I don't know what you're doing. So switch is not exported because they changed it to routes instead of okay. It was a simple fix, as it usually is, but many tears were shed. So now if we go over here and we refresh, header is not a route component. Routes must be a route or React fragment. What? Okay, so if we move this back out, home page is not a route component. What? Okay, so clearly from the last like 3 weeks that I've done this, they updated a lot apparently with React Router DOM, and now I don't know what the heck I'm doing. 3 weeks ago, I didn't have this problem at all. So this needs to be in a React fragment. All component children of routes must be a route, or let's see if this person explains anything else about this. Element. Okay, so if we put in here route path element home page like that, and hit save and refresh this. No? Okay. Maybe it's just as simple as putting this in a React fragment. So a React fragment is basically what you see me doing here. It's just an empty, what do they call these things? Angle braces? Angle brackets? They're just empty angle brackets wrapped around everything. And that creates a React fragment. Not a route component. I don't even know what the heck that means. Maybe that means in here I have to put the React fragment? If I put the React fragment in here... Oops. Maybe that's what it's looking for? No? Really? Okay, so I just get rid of it entirely? Yeah. I still don't like that. I don't like this, because what if I want to put more elements in here? I don't like that at all. Okay. So if you like that, great, you can leave this the way it is. If you don't, what you can do is follow that one person's advice and use version 5, which I like version 5 better because it makes more sense. And we can do npm install --save react -router -dom at 5 and hit enter. I don't like that at all, mainly because I have had projects where I've needed different components to be rendered on the same route, and I don't know how you would do that with this. I guess we could try it. Let's try it here. Yeah, see, that doesn't work. Maybe with a comma separating them? Okay. Maybe with a comma separating them, does that work? Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Where did my... Now my homepage is gone. What the hell? Why do they have to do this? Why can't they just leave well enough alone? It works, doesn't it? Version 5 worked. Why can't they just leave things alone? Yeah, okay. So we're going to use version 5 now. And that should have been installed, so we can go back to switch here. And we're going to need to say at 5. What? Oh my gosh. So if you ever have this type of issue with a node module, you just got to go in here and find the node module itself. And we're in the R's. R. So we install React router DOM. Okay, so switch is in there now. So we can just do React Router DOM. And we got to get rid of routes. We can get rid of this now. We can put the home page back. It is. It's sitting right there. Switch. I see it. Module that exports. It's literally sitting right here as an export. Okay. Well, this did not work the way I'd hoped, or the way I wanted. Here's browser router. Hash router. There's the link, which we will use. The nav link, which we don't really need to use, but we can. Interesting, so they don't have... Okay. Oh my. Oh no, we don't want to touch that. Or that. Okay, so they don't have... Huh. So switch is not... Except now I don't know what to do. Great. Okay, well, It added that. Weird. Okay, well, I don't know exactly how to fix that problem then. I liked it when it was route and switch, but they're not being exported, or switch isn't. That's still a problem. And I don't know what I just did here. Okay. I don't know what these lines are now, but switch is not exported. Well, okay. So we have to use route, or routes. I hate that, but what are you gonna do? Sometimes they update this stuff. Then we need this. Gotta move that into element. I don't like it, but it works, so we'll leave it alone. We'll leave it alone for now. I wanted to show you an example. I guess we could still do that, right? So if we don't leave... Right, so as I was saying a while ago now, if we don't leave this header on the outside, it will always... right, so by being on the outside of routes, our routes component here, it'll always be rendered. No matter what page we're on, it'll always be rendered at the top, wherever we put it. We could also put it at the bottom if it was a footer, and it would always be rendered at the bottom. But if I take it here and I only put it inside of this, see, the reason why I liked version 5 is because I could have homepage and header on one page, and then if I had like a login page, I could get rid of the header, because it would look weird, right? But now it's, you know, poopy. Thanks, Facebook. Fuckers. Right, so now you see it's disappeared. The header is no longer on the home page, but if I go to books, right, that path, I get the header component rendered. Fucking Facebook. Fuckers. They always gotta fuck with things, don't they? Bastards. Okay. Sorry. I hate Facebook. As a company, as a web page, it's ass. But their programming language, they created React as a programming language, and it's freaking awesome, and it's super fun to use, except now that they've done this to React Router DOM, and I wish they hadn't. Such is life. That's what happens when you spend 3 years learning a programming language and then they change something. Right, so what are we on? So we're going to make this books page next. And then we'll fix the header in a little bit here, because obviously the header is not useful if it doesn't link us to different pages, right? So we're going to create this inside of the components folder, new file, and I'm using books because I'm an author, right? Oh, that was a file. Oops, I needed a folder. I gotta delete that. Components, new folder, books. I thought that looked weird. Now, new file, books.js, RAFCE. And again, you can put whatever it is that you're making here, music, artwork, you know, movies, whatever it is. This is going to hold the individual, you know, book page, right? So I guess instead of making books.js, because that doesn't make much sense. Or does it? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because what we'll do is we'll make a little list of all the books, and then you click on that book, right, and it'll take you to the book's individual web page, which we'll make with React Link and Router DOM and all that, assuming they haven't changed it. I can't cry on camera, but I'm crying on the inside. Maybe 5% was too small a number. Maybe it's more like 20% crying. Okay, so we're going to say hello from books for now, just to make sure that everything's working. Remember, we always make sure everything's working before we do stuff. So now we're going to take the link, import link from React Router DOM. And now in here, I want to make a link, and this is going to be to string/books. So this path here, I came up with this path. It could say whatever you want, right? It doesn't have to be /books in this instance. It could be /movies, /music, /caca, poo-poo, pee-pee, shire. It can be whatever you want to put in there, as long as this to component matches this path component. They will work. It doesn't matter, they just have to match exactly, right? So if I wanted it to be, you know, boo-boo, it can be boo-boo. But I have to make sure inside header, or wherever I put my link, that this one also says boo-boo. Okay? What? It's not outside a router. The router is wrapping the app. Okay. You should not use link outside a router. but it's not outside a router. The router is wrapping the entire app component. What the? And now I'm not even gonna cry. I'm just mad. Like I'm fuming over here. I'm fuming over here. Okay, maybe let's try this. Put it inside the routes component at the top. Things used to work so nicely, you know, and then they gotta go ahead and change things, and now they don't work at all. And it just... I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Oh my lord, why are you doing this to me? Okay, what is our error? Don't use link outside a router. Interesting. So this person puts the browser router there. It should work just fine with browser router wrapping it in the index. Maybe if I just get rid of this part, maybe this is giving it an error. And I will just call it browser router. I mean, I know I've done it as router before, but it's fine. I know it's like I've made so many websites with this specific structure and it has worked just fine. And I guess now that they've updated router DOM, I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. So great. Alright, well I have no idea how to even, like, what do I even do now? Do I have to import router here as well? Let's try doing that. I hate this structure. I absolutely hate this structure. Oh god, curse Facebook. Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but I absolutely hate this structure. What? I'm not reading location. What is going on here? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna, wow. I clearly need to look up what happened here because, yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on here. But, I guess I'll show you some of the other stuff I've done. just so you know, I'm not talking out of my ass here. Which one of these used router? A lot of them did. I think this one did. This app was freaking impossible to build. Oh crap. I had to make a backup last... Oh, not desktop. No, no, no. Learn to read. Where did I put... No, file backup here. And in here. And in here. Okay. Actually, I shouldn't do that. I should just copy it. Just in case I need the backup again. Yeah, I had some issue with my laptop. I had to make a backup here. So here we go. There's the source folder for that. Okay. So as you can see, this was a very extensive project. A lot of components here. So if we go into app here, you'll see browser routers, router, switch, and route. Down here, I put router there instead of in the index. Instead of in the index, I put it there. That was that time. There are a couple other ones where I've done it. Let's see if this is the right one. I wonder if this is the right website. I don't think this is. But, okay, so here, as you can see, we have switch right there with each of the different routes. And I did make it with the component because I only needed one. I have others where I have multiple components. You know, and I put browser router out here, or wrapping around the app. And all of these work. So I really can't tell you why this one isn't, this example isn't working. I am truly, truly sorry that we have spent so much time to find out that it didn't work. I will try and figure out how to make it work and get rid of these errors, and I will come back on the stream as soon as I'm able. I am deeply, deeply sorry about that. Yeah. Sometimes it's good to take a break because it can be frustrating when they update things like that and it just doesn't work anymore. And, you know, yeah, I am sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I will come back on stream when I figure out how to actually make it work.